Together for life, I'ma make it rain. Watch me while I take my aim. Tell me what you gotta say. Let me hear you say it. Hey, put your hands in the air. Get it up and out your chair.
Tie it back to the way I view the heart of a woman. What does that look like? And I think that there's something about the capacity to love.
Actually find that is how it's supposed to be.
We're able to love deeply.
And standing up for what you believe.
And we're able to teach others, and we're able to embrace every challenge with love and kindness.
Self-worth as a woman.
And I think when, at the end of the night, when we don't have all of that, when we're laying in bed with our fluffy slippers on, I think that's where my heart goes to, is who I am authentically and who I was created to be.
Together for life.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Together for Life. I am your host. My name is Bukola Okuromade, and I'm so thrilled to be going on this journey with you all. Together for Life is a show created to celebrate the strengths, beauty, and complexity of what womanhood is. So on this show today, we will be discussing real-life situations with three beautiful ladies that I have with me on the set today. We will be discussing real-life situation, looking into challenges. We're looking into pain. We're looking into achievements. We're looking into resilience of what actually we go through as a woman, and they will be sharing experiences that they've gone through or they've heard about. So please sit tight and let's go on this ride together. And what is the best way to begin today's episode than discussing the theme, the heart of a woman? I think it's the core, and it would be like the beginning of this journey with us. So I'm very excited about this one. So the heart of a woman, we're talking about what really truly defines a woman. We're looking into the selflessness, the beauty, the complexity that comes with womanhood. So please sit tight, grab a cup of tea. I'm happy to have you guys on this show today. Welcome, Rhoda, Chantal, and Roxane. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we will be having fun. This is a fun conversation. So we're discussing the art of a woman. So I will start with you, Roxane. So when we talk about the heart of a woman, we to start with, we're looking into, the inner strength, of a woman. We're looking into what the purpose of, being a woman. How do you think that resonates with you when you're looking at the context, heart of a woman?
I think a woman is soft and resilient. I think these are our strengths. And I think we were able to love deeply, and we were able to teach others, and we're able to embrace every challenge with love and kindness, and just carry on. There's never a dull moment. I don't think so. We just keep moving forward, right? So
Yeah.
We're mothers, we're wives, we're women, we're leaders. Sometimes we work, we do a lot of things all at the same time, and we multitask. Sometimes I think it's multitask is feminine, I think. And so this is it. It's all this in one heart, in one person.
I love the way you put it. And the bullet point of what we are perceived to be, soft and also resilient at the same time. Usually when you look into the dictionary, those two words, they're not like, if you're resilient, you're like, hardcore strength, you're going through some, you're not giving up. But then again, on the other side, we're seen as soft, and we can be, soft as that. So I would ask you this, Chantal, from what she said right now, this is the perception that has been put on us. As women, you're supposed to be soft, but you're supposed to be resilient because everything put on us, you still have to sort it out. So when it comes to motherhood, our career, our health, which is another journey on its own that needs to be studied, right? We expected to just take everything in, and that's where our resilience comes in, right? But in the process of all, we're still graced with the way we're created, with that softness. So how do you how are you able to, when you're not in the heights of the world and you are just by yourself, how do you think that terminology, being soft and being resilient, how does it come to you? Do you actually find that is how it's supposed to be?
That's so interesting because it's when you're saying when you're removed, when you're alone, what does that look like? So I would tie it back to the way I view the heart of a woman. What does that look like? And I think that there's something about the capacity to love, because we were created. I believe that when Eve was created, it was to be a helper, to be love for Adam. And I think that the softness and the resiliency come out of this capacity to love, because sometimes love looks like being resilient and sometimes love looks like being soft. In my children, like raising my children, there is a softness that comes and also a resiliency that has to grow because of parenting. And I think that comes out of this idea of love. We are kind of meant to be a picture in the world of love to those around us. And I think women have, men do this as well, but I think there's something about a woman that can access that. I think that it's unique in her design.
I love the way you put that, because it's that uniqueness of being a woman. And I've just seen great women all around the world, and you wonder how they actually put this everything together. When they talk about the work-life balance, some people would say there's no work-life balance, there's nothing like that. But we still do it as women, especially all around the world right now. A lot of women are actually putting their best foot forward, and they are actually climbing the ladder, and they're unapologetic about it, So I would say a lot of people would define self-worth based on what is physical and what we can see, what you can achieve, as a woman, maybe being a CEO or, being a top person in, in your career and everything. So how do you define self-worth beyond, beauty and status and career? How I would ask you that, Rhoda, how would you define, self-worth as a woman when you strip off how beautiful we look, the status, and whatever position you hold in your career?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And I think that being true to who you are, being true to your core values, I think that's very important, and standing up for what you believe. And I think at the end of the night, when we don't have all of that, when we're laying in bed with our fluffy slippers on, I think that's where my heart goes to, is who I am authentically, and who I was created to be. And yeah, that's what gets me up in the morning, is living in that purpose.
And that's great. Thank you very much for, being very honest about that, and not even, trying to make it like, fancy that it should be. I mean, that's a very honest question. There's something that crossed my mind, and I believe every woman would have gone through that. There's so much we're trying to do right now. There's so much going on around the world, and every woman's voice, we're wanting our voice to be heard in almost every aspect. It's almost like we're fighting. But there's a space created, but then again, if you're too hard, then you're too harsh. If you're too soft, then you're not a boss enough and everything. Has there been any situations where you felt your voice has been silenced because you're a woman? And how did you reclaim that?
Yeah, I'll answer. So there has been times in my life as a woman that my voice was silenced. And it did make me initially very angry. I'll admit to that, which is only a normal reaction. But I think is what I did is I kind of circled myself around and kind of refocused on what my goal was. And then I put my head down and I worked towards that. And eventually I was given the platform to share that with respect. And if I had gotten upset with them at the time, it would have destroyed that. So I can now in hindsight see like, I'm glad I didn't react to that. It wasn't worth it. And you work hard, you work through it, and eventually you'll get your turn. Yeah.
That's really great. I think it's one other layer that as a woman we have to, learn. We have to learn, to not react immediately, or you lose your chance of actually, expressing what you really want to express. And when you get emotional, it goes like, oh yeah, there we go. She's too emotional. But yeah, so that is a skill that, every woman who wants to be heard needs to learn, not to react to every situation or any challenge by being too defensive. Just be calm and, navigate your way until you're able to, actually, speak your truth and be heard.
Speak anyway.
Yeah.
Speak calmly, but speak.
Yeah. So, I did mention earlier, the work-life balance thing. So this is like almost, everybody talks about it. Even the men, they're talking about. But as women, I understand what it means, to wake up every morning, want to get the kids ready. You having your mom or your dad calling you. So you're attending to your immediate family, and you still have extended family that you may have to attend to as well. You're looking after your health and work. How do you balance all this and, still be graceful?
There is, and it's interesting that you keep referencing the work-life balance, because there is a mental load. People talk about it often. There's a mental load women carry that is significant and that just wouldn't be carried in the same way by men. You're carrying the load for your family. You're thinking about birthdays and holidays and who do you have to buy for and who needs a doctor's appointment or who do you need to check in with. So there's all of these things in addition to your work, in addition to your personal health, your personal goals. And usually something ends up being sacrificed, and it's usually something for you. And it's it's this gradual thing. I am a young mom. I have younger children. And I'm now only gradually starting to get back pieces of myself, bits and pieces, where, I'm able to sleep through the night most nights. So I'm getting sleep back, or I'm having time for things. And I think we have to understand that carrying the load, instead of fighting against it, this is the way you're designed. You mentioned multitasking. Right. We are gifted with the ability to carry the load. And so instead of thinking of it as a burden, think of it as a gift. We have the capacity to be able to care for people. Yeah. Like, women are naturally caregivers, usually. Yeah. And so when we're trying to find balance, it's also recognizing that there are seasons of life. And no season will stay forever. Yep. But there are certain things you pick up for a season, and there are certain things you lay down. And I am in this season of I'm caring deeply for the needs of my children, but I won't always be in that season. And there will be a time when I will have excess time for myself, because you're an empty nester-ish, right? Like newly, right? And so that season looks different for you than you would remember what these days are like. And you've got a teenager, and so you've got teenage boys. So you all know, we're all in a little bit different seasons, but things change based off those seasons. So when you talk about work-life balance, it's also about what balance do I need to find for the capacity I have for now, for today. You're so correct. Every time we talk about, work-life balance, like, people talk about it like there should be there is like an equation
you know, to that, or there's a formula to work-life balance. I don't think so. It's the season that you are, and I like that you mentioned it that way. There were times where I can't sleep throughout the night. There were times where I have to do every single thing for my kids, but now, I don't know, I pay their school fees and I get to,
they can look after themselves. They can feed
they can
themselves,
feed
right?
themselves, they can do all that. So I like the fact that I'm able to reclaim that time back. So there is no one size fit all to, you know, work-life balance. But that actually brings me to, because we're talking about being, you know, motherhood right now. And how has motherhood actually, you know, changed or impacted, you know, your perspective in life?
Well, it taught me patience.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. I was patient before. I'm a very patient person, but I didn't know my patience can go that far away, right? That it can be stretched so much. And also legacy. I didn't think about that before, but now I'm thinking, okay, that's my legacy. What am I teaching my daughter that can help her in the future? What am I leaving her? Like, how would she remember me? How is things that you decide one day you become a mom and you say, okay, I have to do what I preach, right?
Yeah,
Because they follow by example.
absolutely.
So I gotta start. You have to do this. And that's good, but do it. Do it and feel
Does
good
that
about
put
it.
you under a lot of pressure?
I don't think it's pressure. I think it's just another part of life.
Okay. And that's great. And I love that you, because a lot of people, when I talk to them, they would say patience. And I understand that, excuse me, kids, they're testers from God. They will stretch you and test you.
Right.
But, you know, actually having legacy, thinking of, you know, what legacy am I leaving? And it's not necessarily about wealth or, you know, what you're passing on to them, because there are certain skills and characters and traits that we pass on to these kids as legacy that is actually, that costs more than actually physical wealth that we would leave. So that's a very, very good. In fact, I'm taking that away. Not that I don't have, you know, legacy but I like the fact that, you know, it has to be something to even talk to them about. So they also know that they need to, you know, have a legacy that they're leaving for. They're not just, you know, freestyling and everything. So, yeah. So, I mean, there are traditions and values that has been passed down from, you know, generations to generations from our mothers and our grandparents that we've seen. And that has impacted how we grew as a woman. There are certain ways that I will deal with something, and I'm remembering this is how my grandmother would deal with it, or this is how my mother. If I do this way, my grandmother would turn in her grave.
It's true.
I'd be like, what are you doing? Well, you know. But what are the traditions and values that were passed on to you that, because we've all evolved, right? There are things your parents will do differently that you're definitely not doing with your kids right now. But what are those traditions and values that they've actually passed on to you that you're holding on to? What are there any that you can remember that you're still holding on to? And
For me, it's a lot of the family unit, the value of that. We spent a lot of time with family reunions and extended family and time together, intentional time, that I think that is something that I would hope that we are passing on to our children, in the sense that we're making it a priority, that we are spending time with our extended family. We're spending time together as a family. We're making memories together, whether it's at a holiday or something. It's not so much about the specific things, but it's about the value of the people that we are blood, or that we consider, you know, family in that sense.
And that's lovely, because that's tradition or value that was passed on to you, and you found that valuable, you're passing on to them. So you're hoping that they will pass that on, you
and
know,
it looks
as
different.
well.
The way that, you know, it looks a little bit different than the way that our family did it, but it's the same. I feel like the value is the same, that it's placing that family time. You know, we're eating supper at the dinner table. Like we're having a meal together every night that we can, and just making that time, even though it's not always convenient. Like there's little things that we're really trying to place that value on.
That's great. I really like that as well. For me, family is everything as well. Especially from my roots. I'm originally Nigerian, and we actually we value our community and family a lot. You must have seen that, you know, when we gather, there's always something, you know, going on. So I believe unconsciously that's a tradition that has just been passed down. Like you cannot be a loner. You know.
I must say this. I will say that you have taught me so much what it means to actually celebrate, because like I'm seeing the pictures, I'm seeing the events, and it's next level. It's so impressive. The Nigerian community, it's so ingrained in all of you that it's just like these events, this celebration. I keep getting a gut check. Like I need to be better at this. I want to adopt this value. And it's not my grandmother, but I'll take it. Like I think it's fantastic.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for actually mentioning that. I think it's really great as well.
Oh, yeah.
But don't worry, I'll look up at you.
You look up.
Don't worry about it. I'll look you up. I'll look
Okay,
your sister. Yeah. So let's touch briefly on community and connection as a woman. How do women around you inspire or challenge you to grow, or and it could be in any part. It could be in your spirituality, it could be in your career, it could be in how you see motherhood. How do you get inspired by women around you? Are there certain people that you feel, or you're just like, you know what, everybody's crazy, I'm gonna keep to my planner?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question. And I would say that very recently, I mean, I'm around a lot of women, so I'm constantly being inspired by them. But recently, I started facilitating a single moms group. And actually, it's a single and parenting. So it's for men too, but we just have women in the group at the moment. So I will say that I look so much forward to meeting them every week, and they inspire me. And I kind of forgot that there was a season in my life that I was a single parent, because I was widowed when I was in my early 30s. So my children were 2 and 3. So there was about 5 years, like really crucial, hard years where I was on my own. And I kind of, like, as life went on and like you said, those seasons changed, I kind of forgot what that was like. And now that I'm back with them, and I always believe there's a purpose to the things that we go through. So my purpose is now, helping, supporting them in the things that I once did. I can now support them going through that. And every week it's just, they inspire me so much.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. It's remarkable that you're able to take your difficult season and use it as a gift to others, because not everybody would take their hardships and turn it into something like that. But I think that's one of the beautiful parts of the valleys that we walk through, is to be able to use that to then bless somebody else. It's really good.
Oh, that's so great. So as we're rounding up this session, which I actually do not want to hit because I'm enjoying the conversation with you guys, I'm going to ask one question, and I want each of you to actually give me, your view on this. So if your heart could speak directly to every woman watching this show, what would he say?
You are enough. Yeah. You are enough.
You are
Stop
enough.
trying to be superwoman. You are enough. What you're doing is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely would agree. I think I would echo the same thing and say that you have value, and even if no one else sees it sometimes, because there are seasons where you feel very unseen. You have value. You are enough. I think it's good. It's a good word.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that I believe that everybody is uniquely made. We all have special gifts and talents, and I think that acknowledging that and leading into that, you will discover who you are, and that changes, right? We evolve all the time. So yeah, and you're not alone.
Oh, thank you guys. You know, as you're saying this, I feel you're talking to me.
You have value. You are
So
enough.
I'm going to say this to every woman out there. This is what my heart will say to you. You're beautiful. You're strong. You are enough. And if you can think it, you can do it. Don't let the noise around the world define you. If you think you want to do something that has been defined for another, sector or another, it's been defined in a way. Please, if you can think it, you can do it. You fail forward. What else can it be? I mean, the person that failed tried. If you don't even do anything at all, then you can't even say, I failed or I passed. So please, beautiful women out there, keep going at it. We love you. And we're rooting for you out there. You're beautiful and you're enough. So we'll be rounding up on this session today. I'm so happy to have the three of you here with me today. Thank you very much for sparing your time to sit with me on the set today and discussing the heart of a woman. There are a lot of takeaways that, I got from you guys. And I'm sure that our viewers out there also learned one or two things from the experiences that you shared. So we will be, looking forward to having you guys viewing our next episode as well. Please follow us on Instagram on Together for Life _TV. If you have any comments, you have any suggestion, you can put that out there. If there's any story or any experience that you'd like to share with us based on the topic that we discussed today, please feel free to leave that under the comments on this social media handles that I did mention. Thank you, everybody, for watching today, and have a wonderful rest of your day. It's your host again, Bukola Okuromade. Bye for now.
Together for life, I'ma make it rain. Watch me while I take my aim.